From the point you went in and spoke to the defendant until the vehicle was placed in the back of the flatbed, did you ever go back near the vehicle and touch it in any way?
No.
Did you ever see Mr. Proctor go back near that vehicle and touch it in any way?
No.
You mentioned that the tow was loading the vehicle, the defendant's Lexus, around 4:15.
I believe so, yes.
Did you join the tow truck driver, or did you keep your separate vehicle at that point?
We traveled in my...
I'll allow it.
I drove my vehicle and followed the tow truck back to the Canton Police Department.
Where was Mr. Proctor?
In my front passenger seat.
During that time, had you made arrangements or did you receive any information about other members of the team engaging in any searches relative to this case?
Yes, I have.
And what did you learn?
I learned that Detective Lieutenant Tully had
I'm going to allow it.
had dispatched other members of our unit to 34 Fairview and other resources from the Massachusetts State Police to assist him in a search for the missing shoe.
Do you know what time those other members arrived or began to arrive at 34 Fairview?
Sustained.
You begin your travels at 4:15 p.m. back to the Canton Police Department. Why did you choose to bring the vehicle to the Canton Police Department if the Canton police detectives were not working on this case anymore?
They had a heated storage facility, being the Sally Port. We needed to preserve the vehicle as best we could away from the elements. And it was also in close proximity to our office, also to process the vehicle and get the search warrant from the local courthouse would have been more convenient for us.
Why was a heated Sally Port or a heated garage important to you?
The vehicle was impacted with snow that accumulated, and also from traveling on the highways, it was packed with a shell of snow covering the exterior of it. So it would melt away in the heated Sally Port.
Were you intending on having other resources or other team members or other units available to look at the vehicle at some point?
Yes, we were.
Who were you intending? Who did you expect would have to look at the vehicle in the future?
For one, we'd have to document the exterior of it with photographs. That would be Crime Scene Services section. We would process it for fingerprints, which would be also service the Crime Scene Services section provides. We would, if needed, take swabs for DNA or other latent evidence. So that would be the chemist, as well as if the authority was there to process the internal workings, the computer chips, and the infotainment system of the vehicle. And that would be a digital forensics expert that's trained in that field.
Would an unheated garage or Sally Port impede that?
Yes.
Given that Canton Police Department was not now part of the active investigation, did you have any concerns bringing it to the Canton Police Department?
No.
You said you left Dighton at 4:15. What time approximately did you and Mr. Proctor and that Lexus arrive at the Canton heated Sally Port garage area?
We arrived in at the Canton Police Department at 5:30, and the vehicle was unloaded and placed into the garage at 5:35 p.m.
Did you and Mr. Proctor go into the garage?
Yes, we did.
And in the garage, what were you doing?
We helped facilitate putting yellow.
I'm going to ask you what you were doing and then what you saw Mr. Proctor doing, rather than use we. I want to be very specific about what you did and saw. What were you doing?
I helped put up yellow caution tape around the vehicle to prevent anyone from coming near it and touching it.
Were there any other persons in that area other than you and Mr. Proctor?
There were members of the Canton Police Department.
Did you make observations of the vehicle once you had it in that Sallyport area?
Yes, I did.
You mentioned that it was packed with snow. Was the snow still on it when you brought it into the Sallyport?
Yes, there was.
Did you wipe the car down or clear
No.
the car of the snow?
No,
Did you touch the vehicle in any way with your hands?
no.
Did you ever see Mr. Proctor touch that vehicle?
No, he did not.
Objection.
I'll sustain it.
Move to strike, Your Honor.
I'll strike that, ask it differently, Mr.
Did you ever see Michael Proctor touch that vehicle while you were in the Sallyport area?
I did not.
How long did you remain in the Sallyport area for, do you know?
We remained in the Sallyport area approximately until 5:51 and change, based on
Okay,
the
that's
best of my
enough.
memory.
After you left the Sallyport area, where did you go?
We left the
Objection.
I apologize.
Go ahead, if you can say first what you did and then wait for the next question, please, Sergeant.
I left the Sallyport area and proceeded inside the Canton Police Department.
Where was Mr. Proctor?
He was with me.
By your side?
Yes.
Did he ever leave your sight?
I'm sure at some point he walked away from me, but I can't. We were traveling together all day.
You went into a different part of the Canton Police Department?
Yes.
Where did you go?
Into the dispatch area, and then the conference room upstairs later on.
Why did you go up to the conference room?
The conference room was provided for us to use as a meeting location. The members of our unit that had assisted at the 34 Fairview Road scene had traveled back to Canton Police, and we were meeting there to share, exchange information based on what we had learned with our portions of the investigation. That way everyone's on the same page at that point.
Did you meet, is this team, is it called a CERT team?
There is a CERT team.
Do you know if the CERT team was the team that went to 34 Fairview?
Yes, I do.
Did you meet with the entire CERT team that night at the Canton Police Department, or some members?
Not the entire team, no.
When you had the meeting in that room, who did you meet with?
In that room, I specifically remember being Detective Lieutenant Tully, myself, Michael Proctor, and other members of our homicide and narcotics section assigned to the Norfolk District Attorney's Office.
Did you discuss the evidence you had to that point?
Yes.
Regarding 34 Fairview Road, did you develop or decide any plans to physically go back to that area?
Yes, I did.
And what was the plan?
The plan was to take shovels and rakes and other gardening equipment and go back to that location to excavate for additional evidence.
When did you make the decision that you were going to go back to 34 Fairview?
It was that evening.
Why did you decide you were going to go back at some point?
During the recall of all the information learned and sharing of that information with other members of our investigative team, it was realized that Mr. O'Keefe was wearing a black baseball hat, and at this point in time, that article of clothing was still missing.
Was there something impeding a full and complete investigation of the scene?
At 34 Fairview?
Yes.
Yes, the heavy, large amount of snow that had accumulated over the last 12 hours or so heavily hindered our investigation of that immediate scene.
When you were debriefed, did you learn the area where the CERT team had spent most of their time searching?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, sir?
When you were debriefed, were you informed the area that the CERT team spent most of their time searching?
I don't recall on the specifics of it, no.
Now, at some point, did you obtain a registry of motor vehicle record and certificate for the Lexus that you had towed?
Yes, we did.
May I approach?
Yes.
So do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
And if you can take a look at the following pages. And what is that, sir?
It is the Massachusetts Registry of Motor Vehicle title, history, and registration inquiry for a black and color Lexus LX year model 2022, bearing Massachusetts registration 3GC684, registered to Karen Reed.
Do I move this document into evidence?
No objection, Your Honor.
Exhibit 84.
Thank you. As part of your continued investigation, did you have an opportunity to obtain documents and items?
Yes.
Did you listen to audio recordings that were included statements of the defendant?
Yes, I did.
Did you listen to audio recordings from different sources?
Yes, I did.
And what do some of those sources include?
Dateline 2020, Gretchen Voss, Fox 25, various media platforms.
I want to walk through some of the evidence in chronological order of date. So going back to January 29th, 2022, at the hospital you obtained some items.
Yes, sir.
Did you bring those items with you today?
Yes, I did.
I want to talk about the progress of those items from when you first obtained them until today. You mentioned that they were clothes that you obtained at the hospital of Mr. O'Keefe.
Yes, sir.
And you shared with us that they were wet, you put them in bags.
Yes, sir.
That night, where did those clothes go when you left the hospital?
Those clothes, while bagged up, they remained in the back cab portion behind my driver's seat of my pickup truck on the floorboard.
Where did you bring them that night?
That bag containing all those clothing traveled with me around the area as we investigated, and then after the debrief at Canton PD, we brought them directly here to the Canton office of the district attorney.
Did you have those items with you at the Canton Police Department?
They were in my truck. I didn't bring them into the
I see.
office.
They remained in your truck while you were in the Canton Police Department?
Once I placed that bag in the back of my truck, I did not touch until I removed it from the truck at the Canton District Attorney's office to bring it in.
When did you remove it from your truck and bring it into the District Attorney's office?
Probably around 8 p.m. on the 29th of January 2022.
When you brought the clothes inside, where did you bring them?
We brought them to the temporary evidence processing area within the District Attorney's office in the State Police section of the office where we have our desks and workspaces. There's a designated area at the time for evidence processing.
What did you do with the clothes once you got them into the secure area in the District Attorney's office?
Once the clothing was in that secure area, we had to lay them out to dry.
Objection.
What you did, if you could.
I had to lay them out to dry them. So I took a butcher paper, laid it out on the floor, and each item I removed and laid out onto that butcher paper to dry.
Was anybody with you helping you?
Yes,
And who's that?
Michael Proctor.
Why did you lay out the clothing items one by one separately?
Each clothing item needs to dry naturally and prevent moisture from being trapped. That moisture, if trapped, could develop mold and damage any DNA evidence that we could retrieve. Scientists could retrieve from the item. To prevent that, we dried each item individually, separating each item for better airflow.
How long did it take for those items to dry?
Several days.
And were they in that secure area on the butcher paper for several days?
Yes, sir.
Are there times when that separate area was left alone, nobody watching?
Yes, sir.
Were those clothes ultimately moved from that area?
Ultimately, they were moved, yes.
Did you personally remove them from that area?
No, I did not.
Did you know if they were bagged and put into evidence?
I do know they were bagged and put into evidence.
Is there an evidence locker at that office?
Yes, there is.
Is it a secure area?
Yes, it is.
Does every officer or trooper have access to that evidence room?
No, they do not.
Did you again see those items at a later date?
Yes, I did.
And have you seen those items since?
Yes, I have.
The items, the clothing items you took from the hospital, do you remember what items they were?
Yes, I do.
Can you share with us your memory of what items they are?
It was a two-tone gray sweatshirt, light material sweatshirt. It was an orange t-shirt. It was a pair of blue jeans, a belt, and a pair of underwear boxers.
And did you bring those clothing items with you today?
Yes, I did.
Beginning with the pants, do you have them with you up at the stand, Mr. O'Keefe's pants?
Yes.
Could you produce it, please?
Yes, sir.
Do you have gloves, Trooper Bukhenik?
Yes, I do.
I'd move this item into evidence.
No objection to that.
With the court's permission, I'd ask the trooper to show the item to the jury.
Yes, go right ahead.
Thank you. May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Did you learn during your conversations with the CERT team and other members of the team that a sneaker was found at 34 Fairview?
Yes, I did.
Have you seen the photograph relative to that sneaker?
Yes, I have.
And you mentioned when you were at the hospital, there was a sneaker? One?
Yes,
Do you have that sneaker with you?
I do.
Could you produce it, please?
Yes, sir.
You all right, move this item into evidence?
No objection, Your Honor.
Could I have the court's permission for the trooper to show it to the jury? Trooper, is that the sneaker that was at the hospital when you visited Mr. O'Keefe?
No, so this is the sneaker from 34 Fairview.
Could I have that marked? What, is that a left or a right sneaker, sir?
This is the left sneaker. Excuse me, this is the right sneaker from 34 Fairview Road, Kansas.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sure. If you could put the